We are live. Yay. Okay. Hi, everyone. We are so excited you're here. We're going to give it just a minute. Let everybody get on. I think we're still maybe, let's see. Oh, we're right at 8 o'clock. Okay. Let's give it a minute.
Right on time.
Right on time, which we love. But if you can see us and you can hear us, there's a comment section. We would love to hear from you. Put an emoji, say hi, give us a thumbs up. Let us know that you can hear us and that you can see us, and we are good.
Oh, there is a comment.
We're good. Yes. Okay. Okay, perfect. All right. Well, I think I'm going to get started. What? Okay, I'm going to mute everyone. I'm just going to mute you guys. Okay, but you can be happy. Okay. 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 We already talked about it. Okay. All right. My tech support. Hold on. Tech support. Come here. Come here. No, come here. We just have to start by giving a huge round of applause to the wing beneath my wings, Nathan Darby. Oh, he's only going to show his hand. Come here, cutie. Come here. Come here. He's not. Y'all, I don't know how we would have done this without him. So we're here. We're so excited. Yay. Welcome to This is PlexUS. And we are here on a Tuesday night. And thank you guys so much for taking time out of your life. We hope you're in your PJs, maybe drinking number 2 pink drink, maybe something else in there. Doesn't matter. We're just happy you are here. Just to give you a little background, my name is Melissa Darby. I am so blessed to be a diamond with PlexUS. My journey started with Debbie Darby, and she will be speaking later. We signed up on the same day, which was April 25th, 2013. So we are about to hit our 6th anniversary with PlexUS. And I hope if that says anything, that tells you I never held a corporate job for 6 years. Can I just say that right there? Okay. Had big girl panties, corporate America jobs, but nothing has lasted like PlexUS has. And it was an accidental business for our family that changed everything in terms of our health. Absolutely created a financial legacy that I could have never anticipated or prayed for. It has been the biggest gift that has ever fallen in our lap. And I truly wake up every day thinking I won the lottery. And not only that, but I have made the best friends. We have the best culture anywhere you can find. So tonight we've got 3 powerhouse stud women. And what I love about these 3 is that they're all different ranks. We've got boomers represented. We've got moms represented. And we're at all different places in terms of our business too. So the one thing that I want to ask you guys is, as you're listening, like truly listen, okay, put your notes down. I want you to listen to these women. Let them inspire you with these stories. And as they're inspiring you, start thinking in the back of your mind, okay, wait a minute. I know someone that's a type 1 diabetic, because I bet there's somebody in your family that's a type 1 or a type 2 diabetic. I bet that there will be people in your life that you know are sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. And I know that these stories will resonate not only with you, and we want that, but we also want you to really take the stories and apply them to the network of people that you know, because we got some great things happening in PlexUS right now. We'll talk more about that later. This is not about me. I am just the host. So I'm going to hand it over to my sweet new friend, Amanda. Let me go ahead and unmute you. Hi, Miss Amanda. How are you?
Hey, I am so great.
I'm going to take it away, Miss New Gold Ambassador. Woo!
Thank you. Yes, my name is Amanda Behringer. I am the new Gold Ambassador with PlexUS Worldwide, and I am so honored to be here tonight chatting with you guys. So let's little backstory on me. I came across PlexUS when I was 6 months pregnant with my youngest daughter. I was suffering through a pretty miserable first couple trimesters. I didn't just have that first trimester yucky feeling. It continued, and I was nauseous all day. I spent hours in the bathroom. I had a 2 and 4-year-old at home. So exhaustion, like, to another level. I was also working a couple jobs. So I worked on Sundays at a church in the nursery. I had, I decided when we started our family that I was going to be home with our kids, and I wanted to be the one to raise them. But we also had some financial struggles there. And so I thought, you know what, the opportunity presented itself where I could work at a church and make an income, but I was also able to bring my kids with me. And so I was doing that. And I was also, I was also taking care of kiddos in my home during the week for some friends. And so that worked for us, but I was completely exhausted and just had so many health issues, and I was just struggling. I was a struggling mom, and I was just surviving. And so my story goes a little bit like I was on Facebook, just like all of you, and my girlfriend was just raving about PlexUS and not only the health benefits, but she had just retired as a teacher, and was able to be home with her kiddos, was making a pretty generous income. And so she had reached out to me a couple times, and I'd kind of given her not the cold shoulder, but kind of told her, I wasn't ready to dive into anything just yet. My hands were very full. And so eventually she reached out to me again, and the timing was just right. And no, we could not afford the extra expense, but my husband was supportive and said, if this is something that you need, I see you struggling, and I see you're not in a good place. You're not happy. The energy is not there. And I support whatever you think you need to do. And so I took the leap of faith and I signed up, and the rest is kind of history. As far as the business goes, that was something that I was definitely interested in, but I struggled. I had a lot of friends that jumped on board with me right in the beginning. They saw that I was starting this new thing, and it was gonna help me health-wise. And so they jumped on board with me, but they soon realized that it wasn't going to be an easy road. And so I kind of became a lone ranger again. They stuck with it for a little bit, but they weren't in it for the long haul like I was. And so a lot of things happened within the past year or so. We were hit by Hurricane Harvey, and we flooded. We had over a foot in our house, and so we dealt with that. We didn't leave. We stuck around throughout the entire renovation. I had 3 little kids. It was really, really trying. And so my business reflected. I had to take a step back and really analyze what I was doing. I didn't really know where I was going. I just felt like I was on this hamster wheel of really trying to find where I wanted to go and what direction I needed to be going in. And so I needed to do some soul searching. And so I told my sponsor I really needed to take some time and just reflect. And I did a lot of praying, and I did a lot of asking God what he really, what his plans were for me. And I get emotional because this has really been, it's been a struggle for me. And so I decided that God spoke to me, and I spoke with my sponsor, and I said, look, I'm ready to do this. If I'm in it alone, I'm in it alone. But I want to make this happen. And I want to move forward, and I want to be successful. And she, as welcomed me with open arms, just like she always has. She stuck by my side, even when I told her, I needed to take some time. And we pushed, And I really did not foresee gold in my future. I mean, I knew that that was something that I wanted for myself, but I didn't know that I could do it by myself. And so I had sort of a moment of clarity where I just said to myself, you know what? You've got one life to live. And if you don't live it to your fullest, it's just not going to happen. You know, those dreams and those decisions that you need to make in order to make those dreams come alive, you've got to do it. And so we did it. Like I said, prior to, I had stopped sharing. I took time and to reflect on what I wanted. And so when I started back again, I really dove into not just Facebook sharing and you know, going into the details there, but I also really watched a bunch of training videos on Instagram, and I dove into that part of the business as well. And in that, I came across my friend Jenny, who I would have never, ever met had I given up. And so right before I hit gold, I know I'm kind of all over the place with this, she reached out to me, and she had been watching and waiting and trying to figure out if PlexUS was the right fit for her. She had an autoimmune disease, and she was actually had been approached about PlexUS 3 months or 3 years actually prior, but it was they approached her with a weight loss approach, and so that was not what she was looking for. She was suffering with lupus, and so she had done a lot of praying herself, and we just ran across each other. She reached out to me and said, hey, I want to know about PlexUS. We chatted, and she got on the products and has insane results. She's thriving. She's in remission. And so she joined my team, and she helped me get to gold. She was on the tail end of it, but she helped. And I just think to myself, had I quit, had I said, I don't think this is for me, or had I felt like this was something that wasn't speaking to me, that would have never happened. And so if you are where I was, and you feel like you're on this hamster wheel and you're not reaching the masses, when they say just keep going, like really just keep going, just keep swimming, it will happen for you, even if it takes 2 years. It really does. And so I was going to talk about more of my health testimony, but really my heart is in the business, because that has been such an incredible journey for me. And it doesn't just happen overnight. You may look at this journey or that journey and start comparing yourself. But everyone's journey is different. And if you put in the work and the mindset, and you really invest in what this business can do, it will happen for you like it happened for me. I mean, it's my eyes are wide open now, and I'm seeing clearly, I'm thinking clearly, and I'm moving in the right direction. And so that's kind of where my heart is. The health benefits are endless, and I'm completely changed as well. But from that aspect, but that was kind of where my heart is tonight. I felt like I needed to kind of put it out there that this can be your testimony too. And so I hope that you guys find hope in that, and you keep going. So a little long-winded, but I wanted to share my story with you guys. So thank you for listening. And now we're gonna I'm gonna hand it over to Debbie, and I'll unmute myself. Thank you.
Hey, great job, Amanda. It's fun to meet people. Can you hear me? You can. Okay. I never know. Okay. Hey guys, I'm Debbie Darby. I am mother-in-law to that little blonde bombshell that started us off. She's married to my cute little son that you got to see his hand. That's it. That's all I can say. I am an emerald with PlexUS, and I can hardly believe it's been 6 years since Mel and I joined. It was 6 years next month. Crazy. I would have never believed it. But when I jumped on, I just wanted to lose a few pounds. I had never heard the word plexus. I saw it mentioned on Facebook. I thought it was weight loss. I knew nothing about gut health or overall health. Honestly, I didn't even care. I just wanted to lose a few pounds. So I jumped on and tried it. And honestly, I quickly lost like 17 pounds. And I thought, okay, this is the real deal. I've learned tons since then about gut health and overall health. But at that time, that's all I knew about it. But immediately I started strong arming my kids and my sister and anybody I could think of to join me. And so I got a pretty good group of customers in my first month. So as my family joined me, I got to show you all this. Can you see that? Can you see? Pretty cute, huh? That's my family. That's my 2 sons, my 2 daughters in love, my 5 grandkids, and my hubby right there. So look at us, pretty healthy. We look like the perfect picture of health. But let me tell you what you don't see in this picture. There's high blood pressure, high cholesterol, Raynaud's disease, GI issues like crazy, tons of anxiety, tons of weight issues, ADHD, autism, reflux, blood sugar issues like crazy, poor sleep, low energy. And you know what? That's not even counting me. So I got to tell you, to start off, the reason I am such a big lover of Plexus is my son, who you saw the hand of, married to that little blonde bombshell. That's Nathan. My son was 8 years old when he was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. So our life was filled with needles and checking blood sugar. Well, he was on 4 shots a day. I mean, imagine this little guy. So it pretty much took control of our lives. But he married Mel. He's got 2 little kids. And a few years ago, right before we started Plexus, he went to the doctor, his endocrinologist. And this guy was a train wreck waiting to happen. He was in bad condition, scared the P-diddly squat out of him. And he came home just, what do I do? Well, about a month later is when Plexus came into the picture. He started on that. And I am here to tell you, Plexus has added years to my boy's life. I know it beyond a shadow of a doubt. I am a believer. I am on board 100%. Now, there's lots of diabetes in our family, but the type 1 diabetic is the more serious of the diabetes. And his uncle, my husband's brother, died at Nathan's age of type 1 diabetes. So, I could cry. It has our heart big time right here. But he's the one who turned me into a believer. Now, as for me, y'all, I'm a breast cancer survivor. I am 21, this year I'm 22 years out. So yeah, I'm the boomer of the group. So I'm pretty old, but that tells you I was young when I was diagnosed. And so went through breast cancer, the chemo, the losing hair, the radiation, and I have a thyroid disease. So I'm an autoimmune train wreck myself. And Plexus has given me confidence, hope. I can go to bed and not worry about my health. I don't want to ever go through cancer again. And I don't worry like I used to. So what I want to tell you is I'm a boomer. It is never too late to get into this. I was 62. Yeah, that's going to tell you how old I am because it was 6 years ago. I was 62 when I reinvented myself and started with Plexus. Y'all, when you turn emerald, you get to get a Lexus. In my driveway is this cute, adorable white Lexus. Fun fact here, I got my Medicare card and my Lexus in the same weekend. If I can do this, baby, you can do it. You can reinvent yourself. So what has PlexUS done for me in the financial area? It has given me freedom. I can go, I can do, I can be, I can give. I can help my grandkids go on mission trips. I went to Haiti this summer. I used my money for just about everything. And my husband is kissing my boo-hiney because I am not nickel diming him to death. It is a great marriage builder, y'all. I'm telling you. So has PlexUS been worth it? Oh, yes. And I'm telling you, we boomers need this. If I can do it, you can do it. So let me go back to this picture. This picture was taken 2 Christmases ago. This is Christmas Day. And this whole family is on a cruise for Christmas. And guess how we got to go? PlexUS. I did make my husband pay for a little bit of it. But honestly, heck, PlexUS paid for that cruise. So has it been worth it for me? Yeah. It was fun, wasn't it, Mel? It was so much fun. So is it worth it? Yeah. Yeah. It's never too late to jump on board. Okay, well, I am going to turn it over to one of my little besties, Lindsay, who is, what I didn't tell you was my biggest heart, my biggest, my passion is young moms and getting to stay home because I couldn't stay home. I had to go to work. And this little gal right here is one of the reasons I PlexUS. So, Lindsay, take it away.
Okay, so Debbie's trying to make me cry before I even start. But as she said, I'm Lindsay, and I am a senior Ruby ambassador. And I'll just start. I did not ever see myself doing this. A bit of as big a skeptic as a lot of you that might be watching tonight. Number one, like Debbie mentioned about herself, I was not ever a big health guru. Science was my worst subject. I also didn't want to do network marketing. Nope, didn't want to do it. But I had some other things that I wanted out of life, one being to stay home with my kiddos. And I had this sweet sister-in-law who wanted me to try PlexUS. So I'm going to give you a little bit of my health story and my financial testimony tonight. So I'm going to start with the health side. So I'll just tell you some things about myself before PlexUS. So before I signed up for PlexUS, I was a full-time working mama. I had 2 babies, 2 little boys at the time. I had this, I promise this is going to go with my story and I'll circle back to it. I had nursed both of them and struggled with both of them. Just couldn't keep up with their demand. And so I only got about 4 months in with both of them before I had to call it quits. They also were both super gassy and would spit up everything I fed them. One of them was even medicated for it. I was literally, how are these children being nourished? Because they would spit up so much. So that's one piece of my story that I'll circle back to. I also had really dealt with chronic back pain pretty much since the time I was about 14 years old. And it had gotten progressively worse. With every year and with every pregnancy, it had gotten worse and worse to the point where I eventually threw my back out and could not stand upright without blacking out. My husband at 30 years old was having to put me on a toilet. Not cool. You think you're going to be 80 before you get there. So that's not fun. I also was struggling with some things that my doctor was convinced I had a thyroid condition. I was not willing to test for it because at that time I was breastfeeding. But I was losing tons of hair, way more than is even normal for after pregnancy. And ever since I was a kid, sorry, any guys that are watching, but I always had 2 cycles every month. It was just given. There were going to be 2 of them. One's not fun. 2 is worse. So that's kind of where I was. I also was holding on to a little bit of baby weight, and that's how my sister-in-law got me in on this. Okay. So I was like, I could lose 5 pounds. You're telling me this could maybe help me lose some weight. So I'll try it. So once we got her brother, my husband, on board, and he said, okay, I'm giving you 3 months to try it, I went full force. I was in it for the products. I was in it for the business. So what happened when I started my products? I signed up October of 2013, so not long after Debbie and Mel. And I really quickly saw results. Okay, so let's go back to some of the things we talked about. I, in 4 months, lost 24 pounds. In 2 months, I had one cycle, y'all. Just one. Like, I was like, if that's all this ever did for me, it is worth its weight in gold. I'm never quitting. They have all my money. Here, take it, take it. So it was amazing. I was already sharing with some friends and family. I was super excited. I had more energy, just felt awesome. Well, when you lose 24 pounds and you have more energy and things are just going awesome and you have a regular cycle, sometimes you get your bonus baby. So we got pregnant in my 5th month on PlexUS with our 3rd baby. And that's when I was like, okay, we're doing this thing because I am not putting another baby in daycare. So in that time, in my first 17 months with PlexUS, I had already promoted 3 times. And I had already, I was making as much with PlexUS as I was my full-time job. So the husband couldn't tell me I had to work anymore, right? So when my daughter was 4 months old, 17 months after joining, here it comes. Dang it. I got to quit my job and I've been home for 4 years now. So that has been huge. Now, on to the other things that I mentioned. I had been with PlexUS for 2.5 years before I finally stopped being stubborn and tried our Ease capsules. This is going to be the product you'll hear me rave about. I, for the last 2.5 years, have not had to think about my back hurting at all. Like, at all. Okay? I'm not here to say it cures anything. I'm here to say it relieved my pain and I feel great and I can get on the floor and play with my kids and I can go to the gym and I can run and do all the things now. So Ease is like my life changer product. And then you remember I mentioned my woes with breastfeeding, my first 2. So with my 3rd baby, I was able to nurse her for 8 months, so double the time, and that child never once spit up at all. So I feel like I was passing on some good gut health to her, and it just was a night and day difference. So that is my health testimony in a nutshell. And as far as the business goes, I couldn't have imagined what it was going to turn into. You know, to be able to be here every day. Today's my son's birthday, and I got to take treats to school. So to do that, but still be able to financially provide for my family is like the biggest blessing ever. So someday, I say this every time, someday I'm going to give my testimony and not cry. But today wasn't the day. So with that, I will give it back to Mel.
Thank you. You know, the point, can y'all hear me okay? Just making sure. Okay. You know, tonight was about crying. Tonight was about not apologizing and not saying, I'm not going to cry. It was about saying, this is what this company has done for the legacy of our family. And I think my tears are actually, they're all gone right now for a different reason. But I want y'all to know that I have cried so many tears of joy about PlexUS, and I was a never, ever gonna do PlexUS person, like ever. That it makes me think of that Taylor Swift song, because I had done a network marketing company when I was home with my first kid, trying to get that financial freedom, and I had to beg my friends and family. It wasn't my passion. So when the products came along for us, as Debbie mentioned, with my type 1 diabetic husband, we were desperate for a solution, and I was all about trying the products, but the business, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So bottom line, and I know she showed you the picture of all of us, but every single member of our family has been affected, has been changed, has been transformed, not only by these products, but by experiences. We have a lake house. We just bought a boat. I mean, and I'm not saying that to brag. I'm telling y'all that because our kids are in private school, because these are things that we get to experience with our kids that never would have even been on our, well, they weren't even on our bucket list because we didn't even know how to dream that big. And we get to give back, and we're helping family members, and we're doing some fun tithing opportunities that are kind of sneaky. And so it's just fun to be able to give back freely, but it's also so wonderful to receive and be able to know that there are 700,000 ambassadors with PlexUS. So if you think about, okay, how many people have been touched and affected, and the families that have been reached by these products, imagine the amount of customers that have been reached. So tonight, I want you guys to rewind in your mind and think about the lupus story, the diabetic, the stay-at-home mom that gets to bring cupcakes for her child's birthday party, the girl at church that was working multiple jobs, the baby boomer that gets to have financial freedom and get Alexis and her Medicare card on the same day, that you get to reinvent yourself at 62 or 68 or at 30. But guys, there is no wrong time to do what we're doing. But I will tell y'all, with March, we have like the craziest incentive going on right now. We've got 6 free joining codes for people. So as you're listening tonight, and if you're catching the replay, start jotting down names in your network, people at church, people at school. It doesn't have to be immediate family members, but think about people that are sick and tired of being sick and tired, and that maybe are ready to do something about it. We have free, this is normally a $39.95 annual subscription that we get to give as a gift for free. And we get to share those codes. So I highly encourage you guys to take advantage of it. The iPad is just icing on the cake, but my heart and these women's hearts are about changing lives. So thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Thank you to Amanda. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Lindsay, for just giving us your heart tonight. That's what this is about. And y'all are just women that I respect and cherish and love so much. So thank you all. We will be back next month for another new group, more stories to motivate and inspire you. And until then, thank you guys for watching. Have a great night. Mwah.